go. Look at that. I can see. This does stink, though. I wonder if we can move.
Hey, so you're live. You want to tell us a little bit about the draft we're in?
Yeah, and
What are you doing?
The microphone is a it's a fortnight away.
Go for it. So
we got 56 seconds.
that's fine. RT Sports.
So, Mark, do you want me to move that while you get ready to make the pick? Are we good? Because I saw how much you struggled with turning iPhone a different direction. It hit you hard, man.
You okay? I'm looking at Mark live right now. I'm seeing his back fat.
27 seconds to go, guys. Watch us draft a high dollar league.
I think it's $500,000. It's the Fantasy Life Championship, buddy.
Hey,
$500,000.
hello, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Neurology, for the follow. Appreciate that.
Hey, Vicky Cork, thank you for following our live stream. This is with RTS Sports.
RT Sports, baby.
RT Sports, yeah.
Yeah, the S is for the sports.
It is a $500,000 league, and it is Mark has been drafting in this site for many years.
Many years.
Many
I'm
years.
a staple.
So we're
side.
going to the draft room. So you want to fill us in a little bit about RT Sports and the kind of league this is?
Also, the draft has started.
We're not.
He's talking to TikTok, so you're gonna have to do
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are in the Fantasy Life Championship. This is $500,000 overall prize. We are going live here. It is 12-man leagues. Winner, top four. I think it's top four advance to the playoffs in your league. Top two automatically advance to the championship round for the overall prize. And then there's a slew of top scoring teams that did not make the championship game in their leagues that also qualify for running for the overall prize. This is a very prestigious league. It's a very fun league. It is a PPR dual flex league. And I'm glad I get to share this with you guys. You finally get to see what gets me going all the time.
Let's do it. Alex06, thank you for the welcome.
Okay, so
We are live on YouTube right now.
Mark, I think the first pick was taken, right?
So the first pick was taken. It was auto-drafted by 101 Dalmatians. Bijan Robinson. So we're off to a rip-roaring start here, fellas.
Guys,
He might
on
have just
TikTok,
queued it.
yeah, guys on TikTok, do not, please don't
Jamar Chase
do
just
that.
went.
I think you could auto draft the first pick.
All right, here we go. All right, so it went as we predicted. So
Yeah.
we had Bijan was taken off the board first, followed by Jamar Chase. So this is exactly what we predicted, fellas.
Yep.
I think we are all in agreement of where we were going beforehand when we were looking at our big board.
Absolutely.
And I think why would we not go with Saquon Barkley, who even left a little bit of meat on the bone last year, right? Pulled himself out of the game when he could have set all kinds of records. Because you know what? He wants to redo it. That's why.
Hey,
We're going Saquon Barkley with the third pick.
Evan Thurber, thanks for joining.
Thank you, Evan.
Drizzy, thanks for joining.
Oh, Drake's on here.
Evan.
We appreciate you guys.
There we go.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Hey, thank you for the comments, Hulk Smash.
So what I will do, that is Mr. Robert Smash. Quick shout out. Robert Smash, a great dude. We've been drafting together for many, many years. I wish I could tell you more about his winning of leagues, but I don't know much about that.
Went? We missed a few picks here.
All right.
Maestro.
So I am about to bring up the big board so that we can follow along.
Looks like Gibbs went.
I
Lamb
love this.
went,
This is great.
CD.
Jefferson went.
Yeah. So we had Gibbs, obviously. This is going exactly how we predicted, right? I mean, this is how the last few of these have gone, pretty much chalk. So Jahmyr Gibbs, followed by Jefferson, followed by Lamb, followed by CMC. Big roll to die. I don't know. I love CMC. I think he's primed to come back, but 7 pick, man, it makes me feel a little uneasy.
Well, I think, to be honest, this could be a great pick. I do expect one final rebound year from him. And this, at 7, that's a great pick if he pans out. If he doesn't, you're going to be picking up Isaac Garendo.
So Nakua goes. My fear with CMC is that I think he'll come back healthy. I think he'll look great. I think they want to keep the reins on him a little bit. I don't think you're getting plus 220 touches from McCaffrey this year. So I would be a little hesitant to take him that high. But, I could be proven wrong. Nakua went. Amon-Ra goes. We are how many picks away?
Oh, hey, look,
from our
Jay's
pick?
here
Yeah.
too. Jay,
Hey,
what do you,
Jay.
what do you-
Jay's here.
how about some commentary, Jay? What do you?
I mean, I
what do
had
you feel?
McCaffrey as my fourth,
Okay,
so
so right on par then.
fourth running back, yeah. But I still would have taken him below a couple of receivers.
I think
so-
that's fair to say.
So maybe 10th to 12 be my preferred area. So it's not that much further up, but
So how do you guys feel about Genti now off the board?
that is pretty early.
So Genti typically goes here, right? He goes usually anywhere from the back end of the first round to the very beginning of the second. Lately, his ADP is in the back end of the first round. That's another guy I'm not completely comfortable with.
I'm not. Yeah.
Not a lot of tread on the tires. I mean, they ran him into the ground. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
Derrick
but
Henry situation where he was like seldomly used at Alabama. Genti was absolutely
Well, and here's the deal, too.
Overworked.
He's 5'8", 210, not terrible, but not a overly large back. His speed, he didn't run the 40, so the only time we ever had was 4.48. You look at Hampton. Hampton is at 6 foot, 221, and ran a faster 40, and played in a more prestigious college than Utah State. I love Genti. I think he's going to be good. This is high for me. If Hampton wasn't in a timeshare, I would go Hampton over
All right,
Hampton.
so we have Malik Neighbors go.
Could he be expecting a lot of passing yards?
out of Genti.
Yeah, receptions.
I don't
He
know,
was
man.
okay in
I
college
think
there,
they have
but-
a couple of target monsters there, but I'm sure
Maybe that's
he'll
why
probably
he-
get his fair share of.
Quick question: can you
Best.
put this in dark mode or no?
Can I put this in dark?
Because I think
mode?
it'll show on the TV better. But if not,
I don't.
Neighbors
know.
goes. I was surprised Neighbors went before Nakua. We had
Thank you, Rio, for joining.
Henry went, and we had somebody go in between them.
Genti, Neighbors, Arcane,
It does not look like I can.
Okay,
Irving,
that's fine.
Bowers, Henry.
So
Brock
Chain
Bowers.
went,
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that turn real quick.
Henry Bowers.
This is a very favorable turn put in there by the Brooklyn team. I love this turn. HN and Bucky Irving. I think that's a fantastic turn. I think he's setting himself up to do he can go a bunch of different ways come next turn depending on who falls to him, but I like the way he set himself up.
Thank you, the Cheesehead, for joining. Thank you, Ricky, for joining. Thank you, MJ Armijo, for joining. We appreciate it. Diana Rudolph, you're the unicorn. Thanks for joining. Gracie, thanks for joining.
And I'm going to pan back and forth between the chat room here.
See full shot. Link in the bio to YouTube.
Yep, let us know if you guys want us to link in the bio to our draft. We are on RT Sports, but you can also watch us on YouTube.
Kenko, thanks for that, man. That was very nice. Kenko,
Miguel, thank you
through
very
the,
much for joining.
Through the chat room on the actual draft, said hello, sounds good, good luck all.
Thank you.
I was going to say also on YouTube, just type in a question if you have one, and we'll be happy to answer.
Brian Thomas Jr. goes.
I love Brian Thomas.
He knows. You sent him that letter last year.
I did.
Appreciates you.
We
It
had
was a
another
little bit
Nico
stalky.
Collins.
Nico Collins. So we get a little run on the wide receivers here.
So right now, this is kind of
Yep.
playing into where we thought. No,
And except
we
for
just
that
lost,
that
yeah.
move right there, we were trying to target Jonathan Taylor there coming
Maybe.
back to us.
So both
Four-way.
Chris,
Four-way. It's not-
so both Chris and Michael have done pretty good with getting their running backs.
Kenko, I take back what I said. I was just thanking you a second ago. Now I don't like you so much.
Yeah.
That was where we were going.
So we've got about a minute. About 2 minutes to make some decisions.
And we
here.
got 3 picks ahead of us. So
yeah.
it's not
Drake
sure where
London,
I am.
Drake London
I
paired
think
with
that was
CeeDee
high
Lamb.
for London.
London's been going there though.
Is it too early for a defense?
Everybody's doubling up here with the exception of the 11 pick there, Doge 38, went wide receiver, tight end.
Everybody
else is doubled up. They've either gone running back, or wide receiver. There we go.
Thank
Chris's
you,
key
Leah, for
switches
joining.
up a
Thank
little
you,
bit.
Wendell, for joining. Anybody feel like taking Kai Fairburn here?
I would've-
Just throwing that out there. Best
So,
kicker.
All right, so
I think
Josh.
maybe we stay the course of what we talked about earlier.
I think we
It
might have to.
Might fall that way.
So Josh Jacobs goes there, 2 picks ahead of us, fellas. So we have 1 pick to prepare ourselves here. I know we discussed a couple of potential players.
Yes, we did.
I know we were thinking that JT might be there based on previous drafts for us.
It wasn't.
But we had talked about another running back, and that was Williams, and we felt okay about him.
We did, and there's still that pick ahead of us.
Yeah,
so let's hope that they're on a lag here. So we did talk. All right, so it's on us. So I think we all said that we were not comfortable drafting Brees Hall here, and I think that we did want to double up on running back. Do we want to double up? Do we want to double down with Kyron Williams, or here's what we got available at wide receiver too?
I already know what I think.
I mean, it leaves
I still
Williams,
would
Cook,
like
Kamara.
Cook here over Kyron, but I think the majority was Kyron. But I do like Cook still. I think he still has a chance to score
I'm not against
close
Cook.
to the same amount of touchdowns as last year. I'm a little worried about contract stuff, but I think they'll sort that
I
out.
think we're more likely to get Cook on the comeback than we are
Maybe
Kyron.
not now.
Maybe not now, but
We had Williams 23 seconds.
Yeah,
We had Williams 1 spot ahead of Cook, almost all of us.
So
Not me.
thank
we'll
you.
go to the consensus.
Thank
down
you,
there.
Yeah.
Will Taylor. Thank you, Jaylene, for
So we
joining.
do have him.
Williams.
All right, so we have 13 seconds. So Kyron Williams is the pick then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
All right. There it is, fellas.
we
That
made
was
the pick.
Already.
That was the alert to let us know that, hey, maybe we should talk about this a little bit faster.
Can you
Go
go
forward.
back to the big board for a moment?
We can. Absolutely, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So Chase Brown, I'm happy that Mr. Henke took him. I do like Chase Brown, but I don't like him better than either of the 2 running backs we talked about.
Yes.
So at the turn here, and I know we're not going to discuss, but like, do you is there any logic to tripling at running back here?
Absolutely. I mean, because once you start to get into rounds 5, 6, 7, you're more so looking for the guy that you have the feeling on, coming out, breaking out, right? So there's a couple of picks there that a lot of the fantasy heads will say are solid picks at running back, 5, 6, 7. But honestly, you're taking a little bit of a chance. You're taking
Absolutely.
a little bit of a risk, right? You're hoping that these rookies are in more of a lion's share than they are a timeshare. You have a couple of guys that are coming back off injury. You have a couple of guys that were taken from second string running backs and injected into starting roles in different cities as well. So there is a little bit of hesitation to wait on running back. So if the perfect running back was there, it would not hurt us to triple down. I do think that wide receiver is very deep this year. I am not upset with having to double down.
Yep.
Because again, remember, it's 2 starting running back slots, 2 wide receiver slots, and 2 flex slots. 2 flex slots.
So we did have Brees Hall that just went off the board, and we have 10 seconds for the team right or the next team to pick.
Dalmatian.
Yeah, I am
Yeah,
not
so-
so high on Brees Hall.
Dalmatian is going to have back-to-back clocked out picks here.
Oh, wow. He
So
winds up with
Garrett
Wilson and
goes,
Rice, which is high for
Rashee
me.
Rice is very high. Yep.
all right. So there was another wide receiver that we targeted here
Yes.
as well. So do we go with that wide receiver that we talked about?
Ashley, thanks for joining.
Or do we triple down on running back? Because again, the other running back that you just made a play for in round 2 could be here with 45 seconds left.
I mean, I think it depends on who is left at wide receiver that we really love.
A couple have been gone.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't hate Alvin Kamara here either. I think every argument you make about James Cook, you can also make about him, except for Kamara is possibly going to face a suspension.
And also, you have that uncertainty at quarterback as well.
Jerome, thank you for
We had
joining.
Cook 1 more spot than Kamara.
So it is on us, and they did snipe us. They, in fact, took James Cook. We talked them into James Cook. Kudos to us. We're doing our job. We know what we're talking about. They went, they sniped James Cook. So that does leave us now with, so we can talk about Kamara, and we should probably talk about it a little bit faster than we have in the past. Kamara versus the wide receiver that we did think that, only a couple years removed from absolute fantasy royalty.
I'm on that train.
I am as well. I lean that way as well.
I would not feel comfortable with Kamara yet because of the possible suspension. In fact, if I was going running back, I would not go any of the ones that are showing right now. So I would be okay with the
that'd be
wide receiver we talked
big
about.
drop in running backs.
Yeah. So are we thinking consensus Tyreek Hill there then?
That's what we talked about.
Yep, I am good with that.
15 seconds left.
That's fine.
Tyreek
I
Hill.
was trying to see if
Oh,
did Jefferson go.
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, see that,
Jefferson
yeah.
went.
I was trying to. That's what I'm saying. I know everybody started taking. I'm just
Did
saying.
Jefferson
Everybody
go?
started taking running backs.
Who? Van Jefferson? No, Van Jefferson is still
Yeah,
there,
I
Jay.
just didn't see him on the thing.
And Jefferson went
So-
fifth.
Of course.
So this would have been the other
I think
wide
we can wait on
receiver.
Van Jefferson a little bit.
This
AJ
would have been
I'd
the
be
other
higher
wide
on Van
receiver
if
that
you-
I
I
was.
have no interest
Than
in
you
AJ.
are.
I'm so hot.
You are definitely higher on
Okay,
Van than I am.
first
didn't see Jefferson's
second
name.
tight
Okay,
end goes
people.
Trey McBride.
Is that the first tight end?
Second,
No,
second
Brock Bowers went.
Duh. Pay attention to the board.
Thank
I
you,
can't see it.
Anne
We
We
Marie.
get
Literally
any?
behind
We get
you.
any comments on YouTube? at all?
Oh, man, you know.
No.
Thanks for Anne Marie for joining.
We got-
TDR, thanks for
Got a
joining.
Rocky comment.
This is
Guys,
absolute
drop any questions you have about
Fantasy
fantasy
comedy
football or about RT Sports or about our
didn't see the name.
podcast or YouTube
Jumped down my
channel.
throat there.
And I'll
Lad
do my best
McConkey
to
goes-
He's
answer.
He is
You know,
angry.
Rocky and Mark were super high on Lad. I don't mind him here.
Here?
Yeah.
Question mark.
I'm just thinking about who else is on the board. Then Kamara follows up right there. Yeah, I do have concerns with Kamara. Missing time. He's going to be Alvin Kamara. I don't know what that offense is going to look like.
So I'm a
It's
lot
great to have
higher
a guy that
on,
runs up and down the field.
Have they hinted how long he'll be gone if suspended?
I have no idea.
I'm a lot higher on Tyler Shuck than you guys. Is
Yes,
part
you
like
are.
I do
We're
believe
well
that
aware.
You mentioned him quite a bit.
I do believe
love
he's
Shuck.
going to have a decent rookie season. Now I'm pulling for Spencer Rattler, the Rat.
You are.
I like the Rattler.
Hey Kenko, save some geriatrics for the rest of us. CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara. Good Lord, buddy.
Yeah, he's drafting.
How about some Ute? Get some Ute in there.
K9 goes. I
Change his
think
team name to
we've
Vapor
all
Rub.
been very clear that we're not high on K9 this
Iced
year.
knees.
Yeah, I don't like K9 right here.
Yeah, K9, I do feel like
Daisy,
that's
thanks for
a bit
joining.
high, especially after Jay started selling
Yep.
me on the
Yep, my hot take.
Charbs
But I got-
Charbs.
I did not get a lot of comments on that.
Dash.
That liked my
No, you did not.
opinion.
You got thrashed on that.
Yeah.
Just not coming.
We'll see who's right at the end of the year.
A lot of people joining, but
There's, you know what? I'm
guys
not.
got any
I'm not
questions? Be
disappointed
happy to answer.
for
18.
us
Thanks
with
for
the way that
joining.
round 3 is rounding out because I'm not high on Kamara. I'm not high on K9. I'm not high on Chuba.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those 3 running backs coming off the board there. So JSN goes. I know that JSN was somebody that we do
Yeah, somebody we had talked about.
consensusly like. I'm curious where Kenko goes here now, round 4. What do you think?
Zach,
A little
thank
little
you for
Chase
joining.
Edmonds, little Chase Edmonds action round
Chase
4.
Edmonds sounds good.
Maybe a little Kenyon Drake. Trying to think of some other.
The great Kenyon.
The great Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
I kid, obviously, Kenko. You've got a solid squad going on there. Like I
Solid.
said, we
You know,
wanted
it's-
we wanted
this is-
Jonathan Taylor.
This is playing out exactly how I think when we come back around, we're going to be right where we were when we,
when we were
gamed this
discussing.
earlier.
Yeah.
I think we are too. I think there might actually be a name or two on here that we kind of threw out that we felt went a little early in the
Yeah.
the template that we were working off of. So we might have a little bit of might have some options
I
here.
mean, Rice went a lot.
Higher.
Yeah.
higher
Well,
than we had.
he is also on auto draft, and I'm wondering. I'm sure. So
True. Yeah.
shout out to RT Sports, the admin here, do a wonderful job of
Thank you, beloved, for
making
joining.
sure that with these high end leagues, right? I mean, they're $300 leagues. It's nothing to just shake a stick at. It is for some people, but not for
Trying
everybody.
to shake sticks.
I think people do still shake sticks.
Lamar Jackson's off the board.
But
First
for some guys, like this is
Allen
they're going to
went
play
off
one or
before
two
him.
of these leagues for
Yeah.
$300, and they do a really
And
good
that
job
is-
of making sure that if you are on auto draft for multiple picks and they see that your name is in the room, that you're not having issues. So they give you a chance to potentially change your picks if it doesn't get too far down the road. So shout out to RT's admin for looking into that. It looks like they have, and they've gotten no response. So he's chugging along.
All right, so we got T. Higgins, Josh Allen, MHJ, Lamar Jackson's, and Devontae Adams off the board. It's 2 quarterbacks.
Marvin Harrison's freaking jacked.
He's jacked,
see his
but
pictures?
I still don't love him here. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I disagree.
He worked out on the.
I would have loved for
Yeah, I
Marvin
would have
Harrison
liked him
Jr. to
come
come
back
back to us.
around. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not there with you guys.
His
but
ADP is creeping.
not there.
we still got somebody sticking around on the board. It looks like other people are seeing what we're seeing on Mr. Scary Terry there.
All right, so here we go. Here goes
No, there he goes.
those rookie running backs that I talk about that
So-
you have to be praying that they're in more of a lion's
I have it
share.
right here too.
Yeah, this is who I would have really liked to have picked up as Hampton in the 4th round. I think Hampton is underrated. If he wasn't in a timeshare, I think he would have 100% been my first pick of the rookie running backs.
I think that's
Kittle.
ridiculous, Rocky. That's what I think.
So
Yeah, I wouldn't touch
what
him
don't
here.
you like about him? A fast, big,
I don't
heavy
like the
back?
competition that they brought into town because they didn't bring him in for no reason.
I agree with you. That's why I said if it wasn't for a timeshare.
Well, believe it or not, we're not playing for what ifs here, Rock. We're playing for this year, this season. So I get that you like the guy. He seems like a likable guy.
Jaden Daniels off the board.
George Kittle off the board.
Looks like the quarterbacks are
Starting to,
they're starting to go a little early.
it may force our hand a little bit earlier than what we thought.
No, we got to stay the course, Rocky.
Or
Just
we may
because
not.
Travion
first-
Henderson.
Not.
the first sign of wind doesn't mean a storm, Rocky. All right, sometimes you just
So-
got to stay the course.
So as an Ohio State fan, I love Henderson. I don't think we would have won the national championship without him. But as a
Our guy's
just
still available, right?
as a guy viewing a running back,
For-
he's an oft injured running back in college, and that scares me a little bit.
All right, Mike Evans goes off the board. So as predicted, we are right back to where we were before, fellas.
Yep.
So again,
Our guys are still on the board.
Yep.
Can you flip over to running? Yeah, let's look at running backs.
now I'm high on a certain running back here, but I don't think that we necessarily should be looking to grab him right here.
No.
There is a sleeper running back that we talked about in a couple of our episodes that we always feels like produces
Yes.
and is often underappreciated.
However, the wide receiver that I think that we were all pretty smitten with come round 4 is still available in Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I would be more than comfortable with that pick.
I know.
I'm on board.
I'm gonna go.
I know Phil was beating the drum for Cortland Sutton. I do like the Cortland Sutton pick here. I think he is obviously Bo Nix's one.
I just feel like he's a touchdown waiting to happen, man.
Well, and I think he's a guy who's gotten multiple touchdowns multiple years. I think he's good.
Big physical receiver. I will tell you, just I'm gonna put it back out there, right? We're wearing our heart on our sleeve tonight. My one reservation with going Sutton here is that now we do have both of our wide receivers with a week 12 bye.
Are you worried about positive regression of Bo Nix? Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
I am not actually. I think he is going to have progression this year, but again, there is always room for rookies to kind of take a step back. I think C.J. Stroud firmly cemented that potential in all of our minds.
Well, I think
All
every,
right.
every quarterback defense is going to see their tendencies and see what they're made out of on their second year.
You get choked
A lot
up
more
over here,
tape.
buddy. You okay?
It's
Com
Stroud.
Chat,
I just
thank you
love the
for
man.
joining.
He's bad mouthing him all the time.
Rio Williams,
So-
you keep joining and then cutting out and joining
So we
and
had
cutting out.
Joe Mixon go directly after us. Then back to our auto pick friend who goes
Cetera.
Uh,
Tets McMillan and Chris Godwin.
Couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, I'm not high end Tetaroa. I've watched enough film to see a plotting receiver. I like his size. He's a decent red zone threat. I wonder if he's able to create separation in the NFL.
Here's what I
I
wonder.
don't know that he needs to, though.
Here's what I wonder,
fair.
fellas. Here's what I wonder. There's a couple wide receivers that we've thrown their names around before tonight's broadcast.
Yeah.
And it appears that they're both going to be available here.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
Three
maybe
of these.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think we all know who I would go with because.
Oh yeah, I know who you would go with.
We all know who you're going to go with.
Well, no, I'm just part of a team.
Yeah, the only argument I would have against him versus the other guy is I think the other guy's offense is going to score a bunch more.
To Burrow.
So Joe Burrow comes off the board in auto pick fashion, which is fine. That's around where Joe Burrow's going.
Joe Burrows was my number 1 rated quarterback on my ADP draft board.
Yes.
think I had him at
I
3.
would disagree because I'm the one who actually filled them in on the on our actual big board, and you had Lamar Jackson first, just like everybody else did. So
Did not.
Liar. Look it up.
Yeah, I don't even know what
So,
you're
all right,
talking
guys,
about.
we got
have
40
40
seconds.
seconds.
So
It's not caught in the minutiae.
we mentioned Judy, we mentioned Flowers.
I'm
This
a
guy.
Flowers.
I'm a Flowers guy. I do think that offense is going to throw the ball a lot. I think he is the downfield threat. I think you need big games out of wide receivers.
I like Flowers here as well.
I mean, it sounds like the consensus is Flowers, so go Flowers.
All right, here we go.
So our team is rounding up.
We are going to get a little backlash here from the community. They're going to say that Baltimore wide receivers don't score touchdowns.
That's my fear.
It's not terrible, but we're also not playing last season over again, right? So Derrick Henry is a smidge older. Lamar Jackson, again, a smidge older. They're going to want to protect him a little bit more.
Jalen Hurts off the board.
He's got one heck of an arm there, fellas, and he gets the ball downfield. You know who's always open? Zay Flowers.
Flowers. He's always blooming.
He's always blooming downfield.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about our wide receiver core. We've got Barkley at running back, Williams at running back, and then Hill, Sutton, and Flowers. I feel like that's a pretty good 1-2-3 punch, especially if Tyreek has that rebound that we're all hoping, believing that he can.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to come out and say what we're all thinking, fellas. I will reach out to RT later tonight and see if they'll cut us the check for the $500,000. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, we've got a very old team. We've really, because he's continued. Kittle was another, guy that's not young.
Here comes Julio Jones in round 5.
Ooh, Mark, your man crush just came off the board.
He did. I do. I will say, a slight reservation with the signing of J.K. Dobbins.
I agree, and this is very, very early for me for RJ.
Yes.
I would have looked for him in round 6 or 7, preferably 7.
All right. So now we're waiting on Mr. Kenko. I think Kenko is
Who's he going for here? Who's the? You know what? This is an obvious pick. It's Aaron Rodgers.
He's referring to the almanac. He's going to see who.
It's got to be Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's going Jerry Judy. He went
There
Pacheco.
it is. He goes
Wow.
Isaiah Pacheco.
That's definitely he just lowered his average age.
He did.
By
He did
quite
by
a
a
bit.
lot. And
I'm not a fan.
let's be honest here. If his running backs hit, CMC is healthy and we get a CMC year. Jonathan Taylor, we all know what he's capable of. Alvin Kamara, if he gets his 100 targets and Isaiah Pacheco returns to the warrior running back that he is, he's on to something here. And he knows that wide receiver is deep.
Nikki Marie, thanks for joining. Ernesto, thank you for joining.
Ed, I think it's Ed.
So we got
El
Lotus Sox
Ernesto.
is up next. He's in the spin cycle here. He's down to 27 seconds.
James Conner. That's a
James
guy
Conner,
that
another
we're very high
serviceable-
on.
Serviceable dude.
Very high floor. Very a decent ceiling too.
I do like his wide receiver core. I do like the Puka, Nico, Terry McLaurin trio there. But I am not a big Kenneth Walker fan, and I do feel like James Conner's production is going to be slightly capped this year.
Well, I don't think he had any choice though, but to go running back here. I think he had to pick up another running back because
Yeah.
they're starting to disappear. There is a running back that is very, I'm not going to say, but very dear to my heart that hasn't come off the board yet. That I will make a very strong argument that would be who we pick next. But we got a lot of picks before it's our
I
turn.
think round 6 is a little early for Jerome Ford, Rocky.
Jerome Ford is a stallion. Yards,
Nice guy.
yards after touch
He's
here.
a stand-up citizen.
S. Powell, thank you for joining.
Someone to stare in your eyes.
You got it.
So I do. I tell you, DeAndre Swift has been creeping
love
up
that guy.
boards.
I think he could be huge.
I think he could be huge too, and I think High Sparrow got a bit of a steal there in round 5.
I don't hate Caleb Johnson either, to be honest, and I don't hate Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to run the rock for the departed Saquon Barkley, and
Yeah, and it's not the immediate replacement that Joe Shane predicted in Devin Singletary.
yes,
He said, Barkley Singletary, and he did the whole hand Libra thing, and they were dead even when he ended that conversation.
Yeah.
I just, I think New York's got to look inward. I think they have to look at their administrative
Who do you
staff.
guys think makes it to the Hall of Fame first? Nick Chubb or DeAndre Swift?
listen, Nick Chubb.
I'll tell you who's not. I know who's not in the argument is Devin Singletary
Yeah.
for sure.
Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Another Ohio State.
Well, their Rocky's heart just broke.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, that's who I was hoping. I
We know.
hoped to,
We-
wished upon a star. I do think that
If ever there was a pick telegraphed, Rocky, that was
There's
it.
still one more out there for us.
I do think
What, Ohio State / Brown? There's one
No,
more.
just Ohio State.
I do feel like
No, he
I
already
went
went.
back and looked at my
We are
talk
having a run on the running backs here.
Hall of Fame talk of Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is already in the top 70 running backs of all time.
Oh my god.
And if he had another 1,100-yard season,
but
would
that's
crack the top
1,100 yards
40.
is not that
That's
big.
like if my aunt,
If you're
my aunt had a.
we like
be
your
my
aunt, so
uncle.
let's keep her how she is.
All right,
1,100
Tony.
yards is not pushing him into Hall of Fame.
No, I'm saying that's a very doable thing, and he would be in the top 40 all-time running backs in the NFL.
But he's
That
got-
is worth consideration when you
All right,
stack his stats.
Sorry, so before we keep doing that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 of the last 10 picks on running backs. We're having a run on the running backs.
We
Right?
Devontae
are
Smith
having
just
a
left
run
off.
on running backs.
I'm okay with the
Nikki
Devontae
Marie,
Smith.
thank you for joining.
I like him as a player. That offense is ill-suited for a guy of his talents. I just don't think he could be just going to disappear some games. He did it last year. I don't know if it's his fault, but I just don't feel comfortable with him.
Is that Devonta?
Yeah.
He's got quite the slight frame.
Brian Robinson Jr. going a little bit higher than I expected.
B-Rob.
I think that some people are getting desperate, just trying to.
Well, I think we got some names here. And I understand he's a lead back there, so it's not a crazy thing to go and get him.
Listen, that guy took a bullet for that team.
I don't know if he took it for them.
He did, and I'm not sure that we want to expunge on that any further.
Yes,
Okay.
it's not-
Let's not travel down that. A lot of times when we go down those roads,
DK Metcalf off the board.
we get
That was a long time.
we get
I think a lot
sidetracked.
longer. than
But that
people
was a
thought.
guy that I was putting up, posturing as a possible wide receiver we would look at.
Well, one of the other big ones you love is still up there.
Kenko, let's see what you do, buddy.
There is a
I think this is the Aaron Rodgers pick.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
Oh, another senior citizen.
Yeah.
He's way down
I'll
the
save
list.
my thoughts for when it's our turn.
So there is a guy here that I am high on. I think I'm probably a little bit higher on him than you guys, but I did state the case earlier as to why I was high on him. And that is if we went wide receiver again. However,
Do you think we need
Still some good ones
we
up there.
we may
maybe to delve into the other realm?
in the running back.
I think that there's a couple that I would feel really good about. In fact, I would say there's 3 running backs that I'm high on right now.
I think that so Aaron Jones goes as we say that. Dave Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Xavier Worthy comes off the board. So I'm liking what I'm seeing at the wide receiver position right now for our turn when we come back. I'm okay with that.
Yes,
I
there's
think
one that
maybe
we're
we
real
should
high on.
take one of these running backs off the board now so that we can at least
So let's talk through them.
let's stable.
I feel like the clearest path right now is Naji Harris.
I
think-
feel the same.
I think you can make an argument, though, for Zach. And there is the possibility of a rebound for Travis Etienne.
We had
That's such a speculative.
We
That
had-
is
we had
very
him-
speculative. Right now, we want to make sure that we're getting solid guys.
Okay.
I think the clearest path as well is Naji, but we
So
have 20
Jay-
seconds to chime in here, fellas.
How do you feel, Jay?
I mean, we had Travis above Naji.
Yeah, but Travis is all right. We got 8 seconds.
Yeah, they want to
Gotta
get rid
make
of
your
him.
pick.
Go Naji.
Naji.
Najee. All right, Najee selected with 3 seconds on the clock.
And that's how the sausage is made.
All right, guys.
This
I
clock's going a little too
I
fast.
don't want to pucker like that again. If we can maybe talk through this a little bit quicker.
Was it calibrated?
Well, I mean, if you don't start with like a 45-second
Yeah,
introduction,
don't give us
then
an
maybe we
analogy.
can talk a little
Yeah,
bit.
we can analyze after.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna have ET1 is gonna pick here, and then Dalmatians is gonna come off the board for two auto draft picks here. So it looks
So-
like he's probably going to.
It could be anything then.
Yeah.
I mean, if we just go to top 300, we'll see what's coming next.
Yeah.
So
So I don't want to mention anything just in case ET grabs one of these guys, but
It's amazing when you look at the top 300, what they're skipping over.
yeah, I mean,
there we go. So he takes Chris Olave. So Cooper Kupp and Matthew Golden come off the board. All right, so he
Oh,
does
wow.
have some parameters set at least, which is good. So not off of the top 300. He apparently does have his own rankings have been updated. So at least they're coming off of his board and not the overall ADP. Because as we all know, not everybody drafts the same, and some people do, in fact, kill the
we
ADP.
should start turning our attention to our pick here.
We should.
And I think we are focusing on wide receiver, right?
Possibly, yes.
We're not ready to jump on a tight end or a quarterback. We feel like we can still get the guys we want.
I am always ready to jump on a tight end, but
Yes.
I think we can probably wait for that.
There's a guy that stands out here to me. Is there anybody for you?
There is for me.
Yeah, I know who
As a
your pick
receiver?
is, Mark, and I don't disagree with it.
Mine is Jameson Williams. What do you guys? I don't know where you guys are now.
I don't hate Jamison Williams.
Well, who do you like?
I do like Rome Odunze here.
Yeah, mine would
I
be
didn't know he was still on the board.
Yeah.
We had Williams
mine would be
2
Rome.
spots ahead of him.
yes.
All right, so let's go Rome.
Yeah, my name would be Rome.
No, I mean we had Williams 2 spots ahead of Rome.
Okay. Oh, we have Williams.
Now,
Good.
wait, does anybody want to take a chance here
Well,
on high ceiling, but also possibly low floor of a Hunter Travis?
I don't.
I do not, because
Okay.
again, this is our coverage, this guy here. Our next pick is our coverage for one of our 6 starting spots.
So then we're going.
After this, I feel more comfortable with probably the last 2 things you suggested.
So then we're going to go with Rome.
Is that
Rome
are we
Odunze.
feeling Rome Odunze here?
Yep.
I'm trusting you on this. I like what I've seen last year. So, yes.
All right. They are going to throw the ball a ton.
Yeah. Should I not?
We're going to need them for our future drafts.
Well, we'll figure that out then.
What is he rating? Good Lord. Is he?
All of the work that
It
I
was
did
work.
for the consensus picks.
the receiver.
No, you can go back. You can go back.
It's just
It's
the
all right.
receiver.
It's all right.
Z, I think
Even
it's
if-
Command Z.
This is this is the rookie move.
I'll make sure that the
Who? Okay,
I'll
so
make-
we
I'll
got.
make
Did you not expect that out of me?
I'll make sure that EVS doesn't throw out my trash before I
Blake,
get into
thank
work
you for
tomorrow.
joining. Nico, thank you for
So we
joining.
got George Pickens and Jalen Warren.
Brooks, thanks for joining.
I'll
George
delete the
Pickens
whole thing
going
later
here.
In your face.
I'm
Good luck.
surprised. I'll be honest. I'm surprised he went this late. I wasn't very high on Pickens,
What do I
but
even have a computer for?
I'm surprised he went this late.
Jamison Williams goes next.
Jalen Warren off the board as well.
Ask me in
Jameson-
the chat how stupid I am. Feel free.
Jamison Williams, I
would've gone
want to
Williams.
believe, but I just haven't seen it for an entire
Talk
year
it
yet.
out. Because once I heard 3 Romes, that's when I had.
How did you hear 3 Romes?
He said Rome and he said Rome.
So who's the third?
Me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
So
actually.
it's 3 to 1.
Yeah, who
Yeah, that's why I went Rome.
Who did
But
that-
if you
who
talk
did
it out,
Jay
you can
want?
persuade. He said that he would have gone Jameson there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Well, I said he was ranked higher in our board by
Yeah.
2 spots.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
yeah,
we
you
have
did say that,
majority.
but you didn't like.
But that is the majority, I thought.
So with that takes all of our where we have them ranked into.
Consensus.
I'm mad at you.
You're mad at me?
Why
Yeah,
not?
he wanted you to stand on business.
Yeah.
We would have just fought about it.
Because if you would have, well, then
it.
you guys would have won though.
I
'cause he
didn't
was
feel. I didn't
ranked
feel.
higher.
No. Well, no, not really. It would have just been 2-2.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he would have been ranked higher.
Oh, well,
Because
I
that's
don't
why
feel-
that's there. That's
I
so.
don't. I don't feel as strongly about Jameson.
He did
as
all this
does.
work for us to use it, and you just throw it away.
No, we got to go with our gut too sometimes.
Yeah. So
That's how we ranked it, with our gut.
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But the intentions of that, though, the intentions of that was so that if we get into a situation where we're getting down to the wire, we can go right off of there if we are torn between guys. So we can talk out in real time.
Oh, we're talking.
Because, I mean, you, like I said, you completely
man.
admitted one of the receivers that we all had like ranked 50. And you're
Debo
like, leave him off
Samuels.
my board. Leave him off
I
my
got-
board at 96.
Debo's off. Zach Charbonnet's off. Jordan Addison is
Good
off.
pickup for Charbonnet.
That is a good pickup for Charbonnet.
Sam Laporte.
So it
now
looks
we
like
got our
looks like
fourth
Lotus
tight
Sox.
end.
I like
Slide
spin.
in just a little bit.
Looks like Lotus Sox probably listens to you.
He should. I like Spin Cycle's team.
Jalen Waddles goes.
Yeah, I don't hate Spin Cycle's team.
I don't
know him
love Spin
personally?
Cycles teams.
I think
Or
Nakua
he,
is
she, I
a
don't
scary
know.
wide receiver
Gotta call you
because of
out.
his running style. I think he's an injury. He's a concussion
I don't,
danger.
I don't love McLaurin. Don't love Metcalf.
I don't know why.
Charbonnet, although you have swung me a little bit, is a bit of a roll of the dice.
Jay, we like Terry. We don't. He just
We
he's
like
left
Terry because
camp.
he's from Ohio State.
Well, no, he
Right.
left camp. He's upset about
But it
his
was voluntary
contract.
camp.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
he did what he had to do.
Travis Kelsey's
He had the
off.
best
He
season
did
of
some
his career
exercises.
last year. I don't think that he's gonna.
I mean, I
Get
do
better.
believe regression in the quarterback.
Okay. Kelsey goes. Did you already say that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Alberto, thank you for joining.
Thank you, Alberto.
A non-logged in user joined. Okay, not sure what that means.
Appreciate you.
Khalil Shakir.
So I'm apologizing to Kenko for us, kind of decimating his old team. And I said, I want to apologize in advance for making the old comments. I said, don't hate us. Please like and subscribe.
Wish you could see the names of the people in YouTube that are watching. It just says 9 watching.
You can't click on it, huh?
No, it's not clickable.
It's not clickable.
It's unclickable.
Javante Williams, who we all hate.
Yes, we do all hate Javante.
Not personally, though.
No, he's a hell of a guy. He
great-
rescues puppies.
Does he now? Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's got a future in kennels.
I will tell you, and this is probably a little
big
silly
Cajun.
on my behalf, but Javante Williams is part of the reason why I have a bit of hesitation with Amarian Hampton too.
Okay.
Because just a North Carolina product running back coming out in a timeshare, a little scary for me.
Patrick Mahomes is off the board.
There goes Travis Etienne.
And Travis.
Yeah,
That-
I think
that
Travis
could
is
be-
going to rebound a little bit. I'm not
I
gonna
do
lie.
too, but I just, again, there's a lot of camp speak always, right? So I'm reading that the regime that came in is not fond of Travis Etienne. And the guy that they drafted is the guy that regime wanted.
So we've got Travis Hunter off the board,
Who's very
Jaden Reed
undersized.
off the board.
Wow.
Travis Hunter, Jaden Reed.
And our team is standing at,
So we currently have 6 guys on our squad. We do have 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs, fellas. So I am comfortable, if you guys are comfortable, going in any which direction we would like
yes.
here.
I am comfortable doing that.
yeah, I think we
I'm
can
very
look at best available between any position now.
Yes.
I like the throwers.
You like the throwers better.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree because I do think that there is still I think there's some meat on the bone there with the catchers. So I think the throwers may be where we want to go. Speaking of catchers, there goes one of the guys. Evan Ingram just coming off the board. OVO. The more I've been reading and the more that I've been seeing, I do like that fit of Evan Ingram in Denver. Oh, there goes Skeets.
Yeah, we
Skeets
also
is
had-
off the board at 8-9.
Wow,
we
that's
also
pretty
had
high.
Ricky
That is high for
Parasol
Skeets.
and Cam Scatterbo.
All right, guys. So we're sitting exactly where we thought we would with quarterback. So there are all those quarterbacks left.
Yes.
What I will say is that means that one of them will still be left in 5 picks if we decide that we think that T.J. Hawkinson should come off the board now as the next tight end.
So I would prefer to go tight end and take one of the 4 quarterbacks or 5 quarterbacks we were all okay with.
And more than likely, our top favorite quarterback would come back to us as well.
Is TJ our consensus?
I mean, there's
mind it.
there's Mark
Saying,
Andrews
is it on the list?
On the tight end list.
Since you were banging the
Oh,
table
now
for it.
you can. Now you
on
can.
the list.
Trying to accommodate.
So I would make the argument
over
for
who?
T.J. Hawkinson
Saying
or
who's-
Mark Andrews.
He was above Ingram,
TJ was our fifth
fifth,
tight end, so I would take TJ.
and 1, 2, 3 are all gone.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's roll with
All
TJ.
right. Let's roll with T.J.
And then we hope that the quarterback that we were highest on comes back around.
And you know what? I'm high on Big Blue. Big Blue is going to get T.J. Hawkinson a bunch of touchdown receptions. You want to know why? Because he was a stud in college.
Oh, he was.
He was an absolute stud. I think he threw the ball, 50, 60 times a game, right? Something like that.
I mean, there's 4 quarterbacks, 5. There's 5 guys I'd be super comfortable with right here.
And I will say this, there has been a run on running backs, and there is a reach running back that I feel like we could make. We've talked about him. We're all very high on him.
How many picks do we have between this pick coming up and our next?
So there are 4 picks in between us. It looks like
after
the
that, I'm
first
saying.
guy. So we're third pick. So it's
So we got
what,
what? 9 plus
18,
3.
18 in between.
18, yeah. I fear that we may lose out.
The thrower.
Dalmatians,
yeah, that's
welcome
on the
to
thrower.
the draft. You're finally off auto draft.
Oh,
You've got some making up to do because you definitely have you had quite the run on wide receiver, friend. So Dalmatians, you're gonna probably would have filled out that roster a little bit.
well, we know he hit up on
TDR,
if you need
thanks
his
for
guys.
joining. You, thanks for joining.
There's no trading in this
Casey
league.
Ball,
Thanks
there's
for
not.
joining.
There's not.
Oh,
So-
wow.
because it's for an overall prize. So there could be obviously collusion for the overall grand prize of $500,000 if they allow
I
trading.
apologize.
So there is no
Stephon
trading.
Diggs
Great
off the
question
board.
though, because not all of our viewers know that.
Or hosts, apparently. Could have mentioned that.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs
gone.
off the board. I'm comfortable with Stephon Diggs being off the board. I think
Now we got back to back by Dalma.
So is Miami.
Unfortunately, it looks like Dalmatians is about to go right back on auto draft. As he is down to his last 3 seconds. 2, 1.
Come on,
There's
Dalmatians.
an auto
You can
draft.
do this.
Auto draft Dalmatians.
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Baker
off-
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
And again, we're okay with that, right? Because there's 4 guys there that we all just talked about.
This is
being-
my fear.
No, 3.
I feel like Baker set a very high bar last year that is going to be hard to repeat. And it's nothing against Baker. I think Baker.
No, it's everything against Baker.
No.
You do not like Baker.
I don't like Baker, but not in the way that you think I don't like Baker. I just think Baker, everything went his way last year. I mean, I don't think it's going to be hard to
Because he's
repeat.
a winner.
Wait, why do you think everything went his way? I mean, Godwin
I think
gets
that-
hurt early in
I
the
don't
season.
say winner.
Evans missed time. How did everything go his way?
He is in a offense that moves with a great offensive-minded coach.
Wow.
I think he's got a lot of he's got an arsenal like the
But they were hurt
receiver.
last year.
So
no,
did
but
any
the
of that
receivers that
change?
took over were every bit as good almost.
I know, but coming into the
The
season,
running backs, he's got
you weren't
Rashad
touting
White, he's got-
Jalen McMillan as a guy that's a stud.
Did any of that
we didn't think he
change?
was going to start,
Exactly.
so that's why. But
no,
he
but
did
he started
start.
because of injuries.
We liked him on potential,
Started because of injuries.
but we liked him on potential.
He's got potential.
But did any of that change, Rock? If anything, it got better. Nothing changed.
No,
T.
but
Spears.
it's just going to be almost impossible to repeat
Godwin
his
comes
stats
back.
from
I
last
don't
year.
think so.
Almost 5,000 yards,
Spears is
over
gone.
40 touchdowns.
Spears gone,
Chubb.
Chubb gone.
Oh,
All right,
that is
all right,
early for
fellas.
Chubb.
Here's
I
where
say throw.
here's where we are going to pick our signal caller.
I know where you want.
No, I'm comfortable. Honestly, I'm comfortable any direction that we go here.
I think the
So who
clear
are the
choice
three?
is Jackson Dart.
Who are the 3 that we're talking?
I think we should have 53 seconds to
What
choose.
is the shot? You got like 5 quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel, let's pick him.
All right, maybe let's not get lost in the weeds. Let's pick a quarterback.
Mighty Mouse.
You know who I like.
I think
Which one do
ceiling.
you like?
Dak.
We can
You
say
like
the
that?
names.
I don't dislike Dak here.
Is the choice between Dak and Caleb right now?
I would throw Kyler in there as a possible high ceiling guy too. I think Caleb and Kyler are my 2 that I would pick because of ceiling.
And I'm between Caleb and Dak.
Okay, so we got a Dak.
Dak just to me
Caleb
has,
or
has
Dak?
this
Who do you got?
background. He's proven
Caleb or
before.
Dak?
They added Pickens. They added a solid
Give me
running
Caleb.
back.
Okay,
Give me Dak.
so I would go Caleb too.
3-1.
So now we got a
Well,
stack.
the thing, it also.
Where were you? I think Caleb was higher though.
Oh, I'm checking right now, Big Daddy.
Check it.
Okay.
Oh, you pressed the button already?
We had 3 seconds again.
All right,
I'm
Mason is off the board.
I want you guys to appreciate
Right
how
there.
much you pucker in this position. I want somebody else next week to
1,
control the
2,
board
3, 4.
because it's ridiculous.
He's 4 higher than Williams.
Uh-oh.
Again,
Man.
glad I took the time to fill out my sheets
So I did Williams ahead of Prescott.
by 1 spot.
Prescott ahead
So the consensus was not, though.
And
I
was-
had
that was a
Williams
huge
lower
drop.
than Prescott.
So
but,
did I.
Yeah.
I had Prescott at 7.
Yeah, you had Williams all the way down at 12.
I had
Yeah.
Prescott at 9 and Williams at
So
12.
we got hoodwinked by Mark as well.
No, I
Come
you
on,
didn't get
Bears fan.
Wait a minute.
What?
You have Williams ahead of Prescott too.
Or don't.
Oh, that's right. You put
Okay, so
Dak
we had,
DACK.
wow,
Yeah,
so
I
we got-
didn't hoodwink anybody.
So we've got Bo Nix.
tricked us.
I said who I was
No,
between
I
because they
think-
were legitimately my next 2.
I think Williams has a higher ceiling this year possible than
Then
Dak.
Dak. He does have a
Okay,
higher
so
ceiling.
Nix is off the board,
But I think Dak
Stevenson off the
has-
board, and the injured Ayuk.
He got us. What can you do?
No.
It better pan out. We got the stack. We got Williams and Odunze just like you planned.
We
We
do
got-
have this
we got
stack.
Better work
We
out.
got our subscribers now. They're dependent on you.
Yeah. Oh,
They're-
Williams and Odunze. This could fly or flame out.
They could do either or.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie,
Oh,
could
he's-
do. But we also know that there's no certainty with Dak either,
Stop.
right?
I didn't say what?
I thought you had a joke.
I had, and I didn't
I had
say
a joke,
it.
too.
I did not say it.
Brandon
you were-
Ayuk goes.
About
or
flaming
Rodgers.
out.
Oh, it was gonna be flagged.
Okay, we
That's
got
for sure.
J.K. Dobbins off the board. J.K.
Dobbins.
Yeah.
See?
There is a, I think, so we've got our quarterback, we've got our tight end, we've got wide receivers. I would make a very big argument that
You know that's
what we need to
Australian for
focus
beer?
on now in this next round
Bottled
is
in
running back.
Canada. Or
And there is a running back
Canada,
brewed
Brewed in
Canada.
USA.
Nobody heard you.
I know.
Bottles in Canada.
Mark's got a Foster's and we
Australia.
lost him.
Well, he got his 2
G'day,
players,
mate.
so he's good.
Now, again, I had Williams ahead. I can't speak for you idiots not remembering where you have your guys
Wow.
ranked.
Now you're calling.
I
name
said Dak.
calling. Wow.
I said Dak, and
You
I got
did.
See how this is
The, so just go
unraveling?
with me.
This is
Now he's
Just
name
keep
calling.
facing-
guys. This is too early to spin out. This is
You're
round
spinning
9.
out. You called us idiots.
Yeah, so what I was saying while Mark was opening a Foster and we lost him to the rabbit hole that is molten hops, I think we need a running back at this next pick, and there's one that I think we're all high on, but I am very high on.
Yes. Pause. Just hit the pause button for a few minutes there. Don't mention any names.
I'm not.
Okay. Because all of a sudden now there's a run on running backs, Rocky. Your actions have consequences, brother.
Yeah, you got to stop doing that.
You gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
But
I say take Dak now.
it's all right. I mean, that's why we're here.
take him
This is why we're partnered with
take him
RT
now.
Sports.
Jay is a Browns fan. He wants multiple quarterbacks.
So we are and
Oh, you missed out on Loveland.
no,
Yeah.
good. Okay, I'm not high on Loveland. But this is why we
The
this is why we
University
took
of
this
Cheaters.
on, right? This is why we are partner. We are streaming this with RT Sports. It is so that we can kind of show our hand, right? It's kind of to talk through the process. It's to get people interested. It's hopefully to get some of our viewers crossed over to RT Sports and vice versa. We just want to be very transparent with. Damn,
Excuse me?
he went right around where I said it'd be great if he came
Good.
back
Good.
out
So
here.
you can't get your damn pick again. And you got to listen to one of us.
You darners.
Darners.
A couple of darners out here.
So, I will say now the strategy here, and I don't dislike.
My running
I don't
back's
dislike
gone.
going back to the well and
no.
going back to what you
Yeah,
said,
that's
so that
what I
we're
wanted.
covered, right?
My running back is gone.
I wanted him to.
Yeah, I also did.
Mark, way to prop up running backs. Good job.
So what I will say is that we definitely want to, because of this. So week 12 is our crutch. we've got 3 guys in key positions that are going to be off week 12. All right, so that will leave. We're going to need 2 flex positions covered. So we're definitely going to want to cover at least one of these on this turn here. And I don't hate the idea of going back to the well to cover the Caleb pick here as well. That way we have flexibility at that position.
What's his bye week? It's not 12, is it?
No. No, but Caleb's is 5. So as long as it's not 5,
Michael
it's good.
Pittman Jr. is off the board.
I love this pick by Lotus Sox. I really do. And I love the fact that one pick ahead of Kenko, he goes and takes the cuff to, oh no, I lied. He didn't have Connor. Oh, Loda picked up his own cuff. Good job.
Yeah.
So where are we looking here, guys?
I don't love any of the wide receivers that are here. I think there's one that Mark has talked about that we might take a jump at. I also don't love any of the running backs. I think we're left with a bunch of
Number 98.
It's week 12, isn't it?
He's also week 12, yes.
Idiots.
Okay, so we had Josh Downs gone. We have Rashid White gone.
I was looking at Downs.
Joku.
All right, here's the thing.
Higgins gone.
If we, in all honesty, if we are a little unsettled on Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray with the bye week in week 8 and Dak Prescott in the bye week in week 10 are still available.
So we could have waited.
We can go there.
I don't hate Mooney either.
I don't hate Mooney as well.
I don't love Mooney. So
That's fair.
I do.
I'm not in love with him, so don't be.
So here, if we're going to go wide receiver, I would make a play for either Mooney, Coleman, or Egbuka.
if Mark hadn't made us pick Williams.
But we got
we're
20
running out of
seconds,
time,
guys.
yeah.
So now say again who you think we should look at.
Jesus.
Mooney, Coleman, Egbuka, or we go with either Murray or Dak.
I would go Abuka on upside. I don't like Mooney, but that's just me.
Guys?
Buka was above Mooney by 5
Abuka.
spots.
All right.
I think
When's
that
his bye week?
9.
I think
So
Emeka is a player that if there's any injury in that wide receiver core will absolutely take over that team.
All right, we got to get ready here because it's coming right back.
Yeah.
So we can either again go and solidify our backup quarterback, or we can wait and try to get CJ Stroud, someone of that level, Justin Fields later. If we don't want to come right back and we want to make sure that we get another prime position to cover our Week 12 buys.
So we got week 12 bye at wide receiver 2, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna have 2 wide receivers missing. So they're covered with Flowers, Odunze, and we have Harris who will be off week 12. So that means that we have 2 flex spots. Egbuka covers one of them, so we'd have to cover the other flex spot as well.
Let me take a look here.
Our highest running back left.
I mean, I think you at this
Who's
point.
our highest one left? Because he's week 12 by 2. If we're talking,
Oh yeah, that's right.
if we're talking Eckler.
Then
I will say, out of the running backs that are available right now, that I honestly don't think that any of those running backs during our Week 12 bye will be impactful.
No, there's one that we have talked about, Mark, you and I on the side, that we think could actually, now it's camp talk, but we think could actually be good. But we've thought that before. I'm okay with any of what you guys have talked about.
So we could come back and go Mooney or Coleman here.
Mooney or Coleman?
Or
would go-
Mims, Trey
I would
Harris.
Go, I would go Mooney over Coleman.
Or do you want to go quarterback and back that up?
I'd rather back up the bye. I feel like.
Okay.
What do you think?
I would take Dak. Yeah.
If you take that, what do you think?
Are
You
you-
want to go
I'm okay with that.
quarterback or get another guy?
That way we don't have that huge drop off in the buys.
I-
Because if we don't take Dak, we would
So
have.
we got
Wait, is
20
he week
seconds.
12
What do you
too?
want?
no.
No, he's not week 12. So that wouldn't make
Mark,
difference
what's your
on the
pick? We
bye.
got 15
Right.
seconds.
But they would fill that hole for each other.
Well, no. So
10
Dak will-
seconds.
He sees it.
All right. So we'll go Dak here, and then we'll consider our options coming back then.
Okay.
So we backed up our quarterback, so we're comfortable now. Caleb, something happens with Caleb. Caleb's not producing like we think we will. I do think that there is definitely there's still value that's going to come back to us that will help us in week 12.
And that hurts a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Take Dak.
And to take Dak there, so you have one, two, three teams that do not have a quarterback as of yet. So we were the first team that leapt out and grabbed that backup quarterback that does potentially throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into the plans, and it was followed up by Chris's Keys. So they followed suit. So they did the same thing we did. We went Caleb, they went Bo Nix, that way. And then it came back to us, and we went Dak, and they went Kyler Murray. So they did the same thing. So they backed up their young second-year quarterback with another solid vet and taking away some of the top-tier talent for the three teams that are quarterbackless at this point.
Yeah, Austin Eckler goes next, Brock Purdy goes next, and I would imagine we're going to see at least
No, the next two
or three of these teams take quarterbacks.
Yes. Now, these teams are also tight endless, but I guess there's a lot of feelings. So what I will say is going back the other direction, boys. If we start to play more of the strategy game and less of the what does our team need game, when we get back to us, if we go tight end again,
tight end got taken.
That will bind up teams 1 and 2 from getting one of those
Well,
really
there
top
is
tier
one
tight
that
ends.
I'm very, very interested in. Actually, there's two that I would consider to be steals at this point.
Okay. And I think we can talk about them coming back around. So
Mark
Lotus
Andrews
Sox
is gone.
Lotus Sox, he went heavy, man. His draft strategy is not for the faint of heart. When you go 10 rounds, all running back and wide receiver, you're essentially saying, I know a quarterback that's going to hit, and I know a tight end that's going to hit.
Darnell Mooney's off the board.
High Sparrow takes it one degree further, and he goes 11 rounds without a quarterback or a tight end. So essentially, he is saying, I am comfortable with the ADP of the guys that I am targeting. Let me go and get my guys.
I can tell you who he's
Mahomes and
targeting
Goff.
at quarterback.
It-
There's one of two guys I think he's got a wiggle about. He feels good about one of two of these quarterbacks.
And I'm sure, but I will tell you from experience, it has to hit. I tried this last year with Caleb Williams, and it did not pan out so well for me. I did have a team that was flirting with the upper echelon until Godwin went down, and then I didn't have sufficient backup. But I will tell you that last year I waited on quarterback, and if you don't select the right one, it haunts you. So I'm honestly comfortable with where we're at right now.
Yeah. A few things I would like to shore up if we could. I don't know that we can, though. We may have to play the defensive game.
He's the next highest.
Who's the next size?
Tight end left.
No, the one.
Right?
Two up.
Andrew's gone. Kincaid.
Yeah, maybe lower.
No.
Maybe not into the microphone.
Pitts.
Maybe
Kraft.
Shut up.
Go Dirt.
Shut up.
I'm just saying a bunch of names. You're not get drafted. You're not gonna be.
Who
run
knows
on
where they're
six
at on
tight ends.
Who knows where they're at on our board?
You're not drafting 6 tight ends.
You don't know that.
I dare you guys. Do it.
Trey Harris
There
went.
goes
That was,
my sleeper. I love the Trey.
Well,
you know
I'm
what?
going to mark, because you're right. I was earmarking Trey Harris. I was also very interested in Rico Dottle. So I was thinking he
Yes.
might fall to us, and Harris was the guy ahead of my board.
Yeah, I. You know what?
I think essentially that's the decision we made was Prescott over Dowdle.
A tip of the cap to the
Yes.
12 spot here.
Yes.
The 12 spot is the most ridiculous spot to have in these big drafts.
Yeah.
You're doing quite a fine job there, buddy. I love H.N. Irving. Then he comes back and he gets the best quarterback on the board. Then he goes with 2 solid wide receivers, Marvin Harrison, Jerry Jeudy. Comes back, gets Judkins, rolls the dice, hoping that Travis Kelce is back to pre-Taylor Travis Kelce. Then he comes out and he gets Buffalo's current wide receiver 1 in Khalil Shakir. Backs up old Kelce with young Loveland. Brings in Jack Becht and Trey Harris, 2 rookie wide receivers. Not too shabby.
He's got a good quarterback here, right?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I think at this point. So if he's looking at the board, he's looking. Someone's gonna have to
Okay, we should be good now.
hop in there.
You want to turn on the sound on the YouTube just to make sure we're good? Sorry about that. I tripped over the wire.
Thanks for taking that. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for the follow.
I think they saw it over the wire.
Hello, watchers.
No, it was already dead.
Okay.
So that was my thought here. Lotus Sox was betting on Justin Herbert, and that's who he
All right, we're
took.
closing in on our pick here.
All right.
And
And
McCarthy,
we should be
horrible
back up
pick,
alive now.
bad pick. He took Purdy and then McCarthy.
Woo! Look at that run on quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks
boys.
Oh,
are
we
gone.
scared him with that Dak, didn't we?
We did. So I'm gonna throw out kudos to Chris's Keys, man, for following us up after taking Dak and Kyler, putting the fear of God in everybody else to go get their quarterbacks. That is
Mahomes and Goff.
that is
That's
a
good
wonderful strategic move, boys.
All right. Thank you, guys. We are
Oh, there
back
goes Hollywood
on
off the
live.
board. Someone I wasn't interested in. Tyler Algier, he goes off the board. All right, fellas, here
Hey,
it
shut
is.
up. Stop talking.
We're not up yet?
Yeah, we are. I'm saying you're talking about other things. Jerome Ford. Any interest in Ford?
None.
No.
Is there anybody worth rolling the dice here on?
Yes.
So
I think so.
Again, I'm just going to throw this out here.
Go ahead.
We were talking about
Be quick about it.
doubling up on tight end here. To
Yes.
try to take one of the big names off of the board for these first two.
This is who I think you're on to something, Mark.
Let's say the names.
So Dalton Kincaid is the next one on our big board.
On our
Okay.
big board.
Anybody want to make an argument about
Jake Ferguson is also there.
what about Jonnu Smith?
Jonnu Smith is also.
Eight touchdowns last year, tons of receptions.
But he's out of Miami.
Yes.
He's into that Steelers
Rodgers
offense.
has made a couple tight ends.
Rodgers
true.
has made a couple tight ends.
All right, we got 15 seconds. You can swing me.
Has
I'm
he?
okay with this.
I don't like Jonnu Smith here. We could vote on it. Make
So
it
then
quick.
you want Kincaid?
All right, is it Kincaid then,
I would
boys?
take Kincaid. What's the
Kincaid.
split?
All right.
Okay.
Kincaid it is. All right, let's take Kincaid off the board. I do like that move. I truly think so. Kincaid, who had that wonderful rookie season and looked like he was going to blossom year two, took that step back, right? Everybody got worried. But then we read he played through injury the entire season with not a bevy of wide receivers available in Buffalo and teams now hip to what James Cook can do. I think Josh Allen's going to have to throw the ball a little bit more. So you're going to look at Keon Coleman, Khalil
we're
Shakir,
right back up
Dalton
here.
Kincaid, Ferguson, Ford, and Hill both go.
Did we cover our buys yet?
So we do
Yes.
still need we still need one. We still need either a running back or a wide receiver.
So,
here.
I mean, I think that, Mark, you and I have talked about the possibility of, is Sanders still available? The possibility that he could return to some kind of relevance in Dallas.
We have talked about that. I did read that he's running with the ones, but it really does scare me that there are two other running backs there.
One that we like a lot, and the rookie Jaden Blue. I personally think it's going to be Sanders Blue 1-2, but I'm just throwing him out there.
I don't hate it, and we do need a running back just in case.
Okay, I could also make an argument for a wide receiver here.
Please do it in 48 seconds.
Xavier Leggett had promise last year, looked like he was really coming into form toward the end of the year. Very fast back who's going to be helped with the addition of Tataroa, I think.
I don't disagree. I do also like Xavier Leggett. Gentlemen, what do you think? 30 seconds.
Sanders still there?
Miles Sanders is still there.
I would argue Burden, but we already have a Chicago
we
wide
already
receiver.
All right, but we have 20 seconds, so let's do less arguing, more picking.
What's the choice here?
Miles Sanders or Xavier Leggett.
You guys are going
I can
on
roll
this-
the dice on Sanders. This is
All right,
a
let's
dice
go
rolling.
Sanders.
Eileen Sanders.
Sanders? All right, let's roll the dice.
We're on him.
Let's just do it.
Throwing the bones.
It's a crazy pick in
This
round
is-
But
13.
we do
Right
need
here?
another running back.
Right here is where I think we should go if he's available next time we come around.
Okay.
Right, that's a guaranteed 800, 5 to 6 touchdowns next season.
I don't know if I see
I don't disagree with you.
pointed to.
About
I think
time.
it's gonna be frustrating picking what weeks he does it in, but yes,
I don't think so. I think that
You don't think the
I
other
don't hate it.
guy
No.
on that team? No.
No, no.
Okay.
But
When we get there, I could explain it if they're both there.
what
I mean,
will-
I wanted to bang the table for him now, but
I will
He's
also,
talking about his partner.
I wouldn't, but
Still on the board.
I would argue that if the pick we were debating between is there, that wouldn't be the most logical.
Which one was that?
The wide receiver we were talking about.
I don't remember.
like,
Oh, him? Yeah.
Yeah, 10 seconds ago. Remember?
Yeah, no. I
are we-
mean,
is our
can talk about
our
it.
audio's back up on YouTube?
it's
Yes.
been up the whole
All
time.
right, just making sure.
Just so you know, I wasn't trying to be.
You? Who's gonna go off?
I will also say that I know you and I have had discussions about a certain cuff.
Ooh.
Hold. Sorry.
Wow.
Gotta
Yeah.
get that handicap.
I think we could get that later, though, still. Don't
Yeah,
you?
possibly. Yeah, and I think we could actually get two of them as
Okay,
well.
so we've
I think-
got Aubrey goes off, Dylan Sampson goes off, Jordan Love goes off, Xavier Legette comes off.
Jacquees.
Jarquez Hunter, running back of
Heard
the
both ways.
Rams, comes off the board.
Told you I'd mispronounce the name.
Xavier
Boys.
Legette, Christian Kirk,
You did live up to the billing
Will Shifley.
as advertised.
I probably have said a couple
Oh,
others.
there goes Phil. No, we cannot get him later.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought about him too. You know what's
I
crazy
didn't know
is
you could
that
take
there is
punters.
a position where there is still extreme value and upside right now, I think. And I'm shocked that there's 3 or 4 guys that
Yeah.
I would consider taking still.
Doge did their homework here. It is oftentimes good to have cuffs. So Doge
Steelers
did their homework and
defense.
they took Shipley. They reached on him round 13. Whereas we swung for Sanders, hoping that we're getting another starting running back, right? Because who the hell knows what's going to happen in Dallas? Pans out in Dallas, fantastic. If not, big swing and a miss on our part when we could have backed up Barkley just to make sure that if he were to go down, we do have instant production. But you know what, guys? I'm a risk taker. I'm okay with that. I'm okay making that decision. I think we did right.
First defense off the board.
Yeah,
And we had
that
made a
is-
decision
that
that
is
we're-
wild.
Yeah, that we're probably going to hold off and just pick skill and pick up week to week, right?
Unless anybody
Something presents itself, yeah.
has like an absolute must-have, then yes.
So, I mean, anybody that we're considering taking now, we're talking about a little bit deeper takes, and we're really relying on our hunches or intel that we've heard.
Yes.
So there is a wide receiver from the AFC North that I am very interested in the possibility of what he could become.
So let me shoot this theory that I have out there. For the purposes of covering bye weeks, we know that your running backs, your wide receivers, all the good ones come off the board early, right? There's oftentimes value left at tight end.
That's
I am not opposed to grabbing another tight end that I think can pop off to cover bye weeks. I'm not one that shies away from playing a tight end in my flex position because a tight end one on a team is oftentimes better than a wide receiver 3 or 4 in production to cover weeks.
And there is 2 tight ends, possibly a third, that I would be completely comfortable taking, not only from a standpoint of they have tremendous ceiling potential.
Yes.
So I think that might be our best.
So I'm just throwing it out there. We do not have to go that route. I'm just throwing in real time out.
I mean, there's a couple picks
There goes
before ours.
the wide receiver that you neglected to put on your board, even after prompting.
Yeah, Kyle Williams. Yep.
I just don't like him.
He's going to be a bum. Leave him off, he says.
He doesn't. save
Cedric
puppies.
Tillman goes. This is a
There
deep
it
cut,
is.
but I think he's going to have a decent season. And I do think we should start talking in.
So I don't dislike where Phil was going though, and I think that if we don't jump on that, could potentially not come right back to us. Let me take a quick look at the big board. There goes
Okay,
Luther Burden. It is on us.
I'm going to make it.
Directly behind us is not going tight end. 101 Dalmatians might end up auto picking tight end. I'm still okay with what they would auto pick. I'm okay with Phil's selection
I
here.
could wait if you guys. have some.
I would make an argument toward.
He got burned.
I would make an argument toward 2 tight ends with extreme ceiling potential, and that being K. Dotton and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts being the one that the guy. Listen, the guy has had 1,000-yard receiving
Yes.
at tight end. I like Atlanta's offense.
So do we want to go Kyle Pitts here or Darius Slayton? We got 30 seconds to talk it out.
I'll argue
Kyle
Pitts has
Pitts.
higher
Shouldn't have said his
potential.
name.
So go Kyle Pitts here.
I'll let Rocky take his guy he wants.
Kyle Pitts it is.
You don't.
I don't disagree with that.
What doesn't?
But
I
now
think he's ceiling. He's
His
potential high ceiling. He
Yes.
could be our best tight end on our team.
with the talent he has.
could.
That's right.
But what I do love about that, right, is that's a high ceiling tight end. That's a guy that could end up covering that week 12 bye week for us.
Well, Mark, and you know this league, this site better than we do. Is there a potential for in-season trades?
No, there are no trades in this
Okay.
because the possibility of collusion.
So that sucks
So-
because I was thinking that we had the market on tight ends and might end up
He
trading.
told us that we can't trade.
Yeah, I'm sure
So-
you did, and I didn't listen.
ET1, I mean, we may have done a good thing there. I'm not saying ET1
Yeah,
was
that worked
was targeting Kyle Pitts, but he came back and he went with his third straight tight end as well.
Yeah,
So
or he's on auto draft.
there was
No.
there was tight end focus here.
Yeah, dang.
And he's gone Ferguson, Henry, Taylor. And I don't hate his picks, but he's in the same boat we are, right? So when you wait that long on tight end, you want to make sure that you're these are all guys that aren't going to give you the consistent production that the Bowers, McBrides, Kittles of the world give you. So you have to play that frustrating game of who has the best matchup which week, right?
Yeah, but if you're going for the Jets tight end, do you feel like that was the pick?
I mean, I personally don't, but there are a lot of people that are high on Taylor, and Taylor's ADP is rising as of late. So I don't necessarily hate the pick.
Tua Tagovailoa goes off the board, and this team, the Dalmatians, still does not have a tight end. This seems like a risky move.
He's not a bad backup quarterback for auto draft.
Not at all.
No.
If he stays healthy.
We need him to stay healthy for our 3rd round pick.
Yes.
we do.
Who is
Although,
the backup quarterback?
Quinn
in-
Ewers, baby.
Yeah, I don't hate
The
Quinn
slinging
Ewers.
Longhorn.
If his shoulder is healthy, I think he could be a slept-on quarterback.
He got a bad rap.
My prediction is that before the season, Quinn Ewers puts out a Will Levis tape.
Wow.
Eats mayo
No.
or the other one.
Makes me.
The other one.
All right, we got 24
Either way,
seconds
right.
to see if the Dalmatians picks a tight end.
Either way.
You would
There's
think even if he was on
Either
auto
way, we'll
draft, they
go.
would be auto drafting a tight end at this
I'm
point.
watching it.
All right. So now I think we do come back. I think we grab Phil's guy here.
Yeah, unless there's a running back that's compelling at all. We are a little weak
So
at running
I'm
back.
curious that you like him better than the other selection there.
Why? Oh, I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Well, number one,
DeAndre Hopkins. Wow.
We've seen 5 years of production. It was a down year last year. They're going to get better quarterback play for sure this year.
He does seem
The
automatic.
one thing that Russell Wilson doesn't do well at this point in his career is throw over the middle of the field, and that is Wan'Dale Robinson's bread and butter.
Okay.
What Russell Wilson does great, almost better than anybody in the league still, is throw the ball deep, and that's what Slayton excels at. He excels over catching balls on the run, but deep balls, contested balls, that's what he's good at. I think he's going to flourish. And he's been solid. They gave him money again to come back for a reason.
I don't hate that.
And he's
I
the
don't hate
only.
the pick.
If you look at the board,
I don't hate the pick. How about you?
if you look at
He
the
made a compelling
board,
argument. So.
He does.
everybody
I'll let him
else
take his
on
guy
the
that he
board is a wide receiver 3 or worse.
what I like about
He's a solidified wide receiver 2.
yeah, and what I
still
like
on the
about
board.
him is, as
Because
you
of the
said,
bad.
4 out of 5 years he's produced.
Yeah, and it's been bad quarterback play for most of it. So
Yeah.
And there he is. You see, they're the compelling arguments that I like to hear, and that's why we're doing this. Because I will full disclosure, Darius Slayton is not a guy that I target. It's
Oh,
not even
no,
a
me
guy.
neither.
It's not even a guy that I think about.
Yep.
Even late in drafts, I don't think about that name.
I know you think about him in your dreams.
no, I'm saying up
Not
until
you, that's
this
not
year,
bad. That's not
I
bad.
targeted him after his rookie year. We scored 8 touchdowns, over 800 yards, and since then I haven't because it's been not great. It's been up and down. But with new quarterback, I feel like he can have a resurgence. So
Yeah.
that's my. I mean, if you're getting a quarterback 2, in what round are we in? I mean, the wide receiver 2 in
We're 15.
round 15.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty.
So
we're
the
seeing-
value's there.
We're saying we are seeing some quarterbacks go off the board in Lawrence and Stroud, and then Brashard Smith goes off. Alec Pierce, who was somebody I was interested, possibly. He made a compelling argument for Slayton.
Yeah.
But I would have thought about Pierce. Stafford goes next.
But again, Slayton being the wide receiver 2, Alec Pierce has to play into that wide receiver 3 spot.
Yes, because I feel like Warren is going to be probably target 2 in that offense this
Who?
year. Tyler Warren.
And
I
then
mean,
you
you
still
also
have
have Josh
Downs.
Downs and Michael Pittman ahead of him on the depth chart too.
Yeah.
And then you also have Adonai Mitchell, who is their field stretcher. So it's tough sledding for Alec Pierce, I feel.
Okay,
But
so we
I will
only
tell you
have
one guy that
4
I
running backs.
did love that came off the board was Brashard Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
He
should've
was
gone
something
with
that I was
Downs.
he was someone that I was hoping was going to be there in round.
So there's a
16.
running back that I'm hoping comes around to us that I would argue that could be a handcuff that we might want to consider. Let me see if he's still on the board.
So they are the rookie that is threatening his handcuff status has already come off the board. If you're talking about the handcuff to Kyron Williams.
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about a handcuff for us. I'm sorry. I'm talking about a handcuff for a running back, but I think he's gone.
So screwing another team. I like it. I'm on board. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
I like that.
But I think he's gone
I
already,
like it. I'm not
unfortunately.
gonna
Let me see.
Okay.
Quadzilla's still there.
Yeah, the guy I was talking about was Braylon Allen, but he has been taken.
Oh,
And,
long ago, friend.
yeah. I was hoping that he was still there.
Yeah, there's only one guy that I would even consider, and I wouldn't consider him. If that makes sense.
I mean, I think you're looking at is there a rookie that is still on the board that we're maybe interested in?
Is there a path?
Yes.
So there was one for me until the Nick Chubb signing. Now
Yeah.
I was a fan of Woody Marks.
Yep.
Any?
Devin Singletary is still there.
Yeah, that's the one I thought about, but I can't get there.
Mark, any interest in a brother of a current NFL running back that is a rookie that has shown flashes of real value?
I like him. I just think his path is a little difficult.
So how do you guys, real quick? How do you guys feel about?
He just went. The one that you were talking about, Devin Neal just went.
Wandale Robinson's gone.
How do you
Thank you.
guys?
Devin Neal.
Phil, let's hear
So
it.
one of our early picks, their recent protege, as you would say, is available.
So
He's in a spot where there's not really a. I mean, there's a guy we like, but
Yeah,
he's
I know.
young.
I know who you're talking about.
I have no clue.
yeah,
I'm in the woods with a shovel.
yeah. I'm sorry.
So Mostert is gone.
Mhm.
We are getting to that realm where you're
It's a
taking
stretch, though.
chances.
I do wonder.
What I was saying.
Darren Waller is gone.
So I have him highlighted on our board here, and this is who Phil is.
No, that's
I
not
think
who I'm talking
referring
about.
to. No, wow.
Talking about this guy.
Yes. Okay. I did think about this.
However, he's got 2 guys ahead of him.
Yes, and 2 good guys who are not injury prone.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we're digging in the weeds right
The
now.
guy that I feel like we should at least consider is
Oh, he's way gone.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So when you click on that, that's who's left.
I didn't even see him. Where is
this is somebody I'm interested in, Mark, a little bit.
he? Oh.
Okay.
And the guy I think that we're both thinking of, which is, let me put this out here for you guys.
With the 3rd pick of the 6th round, the Miami Dolphins select Ollie Gordon.
Right here.
Who you talking?
This is a guy that
Yeah,
has really run well in camp.
I don't hate this pick because honestly, man, I don't know because they brought in Dowdle too.
Yeah, you're right. And both Hubbard and Dottle could be starting backs, but I like the pedigree. I like
about
where he
this
went
guy?
to school. Yes.
I do like that pick.
And there's a chance that the guy that's coming back off injury gets moved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we already have the other one there too, so that that almost cuffs us at receiver. I don't dislike that.
What about 182?
I mean, we're talking about down the stretch.
Wide receiver 3 for the squad with Penix at quarterback. Rock.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He averaged about 22 points per game down the stretch.
McMillan.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got to do it. There's 10 seconds.
How do you
left.
feel about that, Rocky?
Let's go. Go for it.
Good.
Yeah.
There's one other guy that I will make a.
I mean, I wish we could have got another running back there, but
I think the
feel like
running backs that I was talking about, they'll come back to us.
okay. I didn't realize he was still there. This guy. I mean, he's like,
Oh,
if
had a good-
Evans gets
he had a
hurt
good
or
year last
Godwin
year.
gets moved,
I also like this one.
Well, there's a good possibility both Evans and Godwin's both could get hurt.
or moved too. Like I think they might move Godwin.
Eagles defense,
There's another guy.
Here?
second defense off the board.
No.
Well,
I'm in the right spot?
They've had like
Go
4
downsy
defenses.
A little bit. Downsy. Right.
Hmm?
Up one.
Yeah.
But
I did look at
I think
defenses
that there's a better.
just because they
There?
were starting to get a run.
Yes.
yeah,
And so
Oh, the guy
ESPN
right above
Productions,
him. On
like
that
they're
team.
all
Right
like just
here.
all over the place.
Amazing.
yeah.
They have
this
their
is
5
who I would
people
argue.
who select.
This is who I would argue if we're going that
I
team.
wish you were in
Yeah,
the circle
I mean,
right now.
That's who I
Yeah.
I prefer him, but the other one I'm reading is so we can wait on him then.
Yeah.
So what we should probably do is we should probably go
Dylan Gabriel?
RB.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go Tommy DeVito too, whatever you guys like.
And I think we're taking a chance here at any running back that we choose.
Oh man, I gotta stop clicking on stuff and bringing it up because our viewers
Yeah,
viewers can see if we have any.
How many
viewers do we have in the room?
how
Do
many
we know?
TikTokers we have?
We have 7.
7 on the YouTube.
That's
but
good.
What about there?
And
That's not
TikTok,
terrible.
we have
As-
gone around. Right now, we have 2.
But as we get further,
need
it's still
to-
it's still
yeah, we gotta
relatively
get
early
closer to the season.
for a lot
and
of
we
people,
need to promote through the whole week too.
which we will do.
Where are we at?
But if you're one of those 6 people,
So it's coming back to us
just
pretty
say
quick.
hi in the chat.
Can we start?
Drop a hi.
Okay, it is ours. Do we
How you
want to?
doing?
Mark, can you make any case for Chicago's running back?
No, because
Okay.
I do think, like I said,
No.
we can call it Wish or Timu, Sonic and Knuckles. I think Roshan Johnson is the guy there. Kyle Monaghay he's one of those swinging,
So
possibly missed guys.
So are we?
Any interest in the Kansas City Chiefs?
There's one person I want to throw out here. Who's Chase Brown's backup?
Zach Moss.
It's Zach Moss still, right? Because I don't think I think Khalil Herbert is now in Indianapolis.
I think the only
and I don't
one-
think Taj Brooks is the guy.
I think he has the clearest path
Yeah.
to actual rushes.
He's the starting backup.
Yeah, let's go Zach Moss.
He's still young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Well, they were high in him. Like he
That-
was
Hey, let me
supposed to
see.
be the guy.
The
So
starting
he is
backup,
coming
the
back
term.
from a neck, or it's too late. All right.
Yeah. But here's what I will say is that
He's gonna say it.
if Chase Brown goes down, that offense is electric and their defense sucks.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to put a lot of points on
They
the board.
stink.
Zach
You
Ertz
can't
comes
see-
off the board. Kyle Manage comes off the board.
I think
Blake
it's pronounced
Corum comes off
Menage.
the board. I did think about did we miss the boat with Blake Corum?
Nope,
No,
we did
because
not.
I think the rookie Jerkos Hunter. I think it's
Yeah.
You guys told us.
it is what
Corum-
we already
Corum is
committed.
trash.
We already
Romeo-
committed to not getting cuffs.
Romeo Dobbs comes off the board. They're starting to come off fast and furious
Anybody
here.
interested in this fella? No, right?
No.
Sam Darnold. That's a long.
Sam Darnold, that's not a bad pickup in the 17th round.
No.
He said yes. You said no. I mean, who's there?
Yes to no to what?
Besides the guy we
You're
talked about
no
earlier.
on that one.
Mike Gesicki, the Texans
no.
defense comes off.
Like I was saying, defense is according to ESPN, like they have the 5, like they're just all over the place. Like
Yeah.
1 through 5 are all interchangeable.
Yeah, and I think that there's like defense. It's almost better to see who's hot this year. So like, I think the Browns are going to have a much improved season.
As long as their offense is good, the Browns' defense is great.
Samaje Perine is
cool.
gone.
The Browns' defense was on the field so much last year. They were getting winded.
And they knew they were not going to win. It
Yeah.
didn't matter how often they stopped.
I
They
thought
could
about
not
that
score.
too.
They were the worst scoring offense maybe. And
He's number 2 there, right?
I kind of like that
We had
situation
baseball
a
teams
little bit.
this is one I
don't know.
really like.
I don't know why.
I mean,
just
they went,
potential.
and, they went and paid him.
Yeah, they did. They paid him. He's got potential. He's a speedster.
You can tell him what we're talking about.
Yeah,
You got to be that guy.
I don't hate that.
Oh, you're not there.
I can
Just
be there.
whisper it.
Cowboy Dicker, Cameron Dicker. Second kicker goes off the board. Cam Dicker. Cowboys. You okay? What went down the ramp?
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys defense is gone. Please bear with us as Phil dies
I
unalives.
keep forgetting about that guy. That's how much I hate that guy. I keep forgetting about him.
Okay, we've
Here
got
I am calling him a wide receiver too, and they blatantly spent like the 3rd pick on the other guy.
Chris Keys here. Thanks for leaving Montague for me.
Because you
Had a
don't
lot of
think
fun listening
Hunter's
to you
gonna make an
guys.
impact? I go, oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Oh, yeah, Hunter probably. Yeah.
I came through.
All right, guys.
Totally.
Chris Keys says thanks for leaving Montague for me. Had a lot of fun listening to you guys.
Good.
Thank you. Please like and subscribe.
Thank
that
you
mean
very
she's done
much.
Go
listening
to
to
the
us?
YouTube. Links in the bio. Like,
Ooh, you know what?
subscribe.
But
Somebody was hooked on a theme.
yeah, they were. There it is.
Baltimore Ravens defense goes.
Romo's something or other. What's it? Romo's revenge. Uh-oh. Somebody looking to not fumble the snap on an extra point attempt in this league. Romo's revenge. I tell you what, guys, we did not leave a whole lot of dead air on the bone there. You know what I'm saying? I think we did a pretty good job with this. I think this wasn't terrible. Obviously, so that room will grow. Obviously, as we get closer to the season, dude, he's been like
Tell your
dog
friends.
house. It's hard to tell, but might not be a terrible idea because I think we're stacked at wide receiver. We're stacked at tight end. You only need 2 quarterbacks in these types of drafts. We probably should swing once or at least twice. What I will say is, now that the picking's getting thin, right? We could draft either kicker or defense, right?
Defenses are going now. We had Josh Palmer comes off. Vikings, Chiefs, and Rams all go back to back to back.
Yeah.
But we could also double down and try to get deep cuts on wide running backs.
which is
Is
what
there
I'm
a
not.
good enough defense or kicker to take right now?
I
That's
think
the
there's
question you
one
got.
with potential,
I mean,
but I
the
think you
Bengals
can
are-
stream them.
Yeah, and I honestly, to be truthful,
Okay,
let's wait till the final round to do that.
So Brooks is gone.
Brooks is gone.
So we've got a wide receiver. You made a case for it.
Any interest in this guy?
I don't think that. No, we're set at wide receiver. We got to swing. We got to take a couple of shots here at running back.
I'm going to make a case for Travis's brother. I think
All right. So I'm going to tell you that the next 2 guys that I am interested in are both rookies.
yes. So who do you got?
Either one, because I think we're going to get them both here.
Okay,
So-
you're talking about the guy we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we're talking about Ollie Gordon and Trevor Etienne.
So I
Which
feel
one are we
like
more confident having first?
I am very confident in Etienne's traits. He's got speed. He's got decent size. He played in the SEC and produced.
I think we have to take a couple of swings and hope maybe,
He's pretty small, right? But I'm
May-
with you.
maybe Chuba and Rico maybe they get stuck in the shower. You know what I mean?
5'8".
5'8", yeah. But his weight is decent. He's
198.
he was the fastest running back in the combine.
Okay. I mean, that's what these are for, right? These are swings.
Yes.
Now I wouldn't be opposed to, I'm not completely sold on Jalen Wright being the backup to Devin Achane. And Devin Achane is very injury prone. So, I mean, I don't hate the Ollie Gordon selection either, to be honest.
Well, I think they're Ollie Gordon, if my memory serves correctly, they're kind of interchangeable with Devin. He's a similar style back, very fast. Achane has not made it through the season.
No.
Have you been looking at Hot Cops the whole time, or
No,
are you?
that's called an ad. I was on the Philadelphia Eagles. I was looking at the backups for the Eagles, and the ad came up.
Karen Farburn is gone.
And she's not hot, bro. She got punched in the face.
True, but that doesn't
The guys.
that doesn't play over audio.
All right, so
You got to sell out for the bit,
Well,
guy. You got to sell out for the bit.
I'm not selling out for the
Coming back around to us,
freaking
guys.
ad.
All right. So do we take a swing at the other rookie then? I mean,
Yeah,
is there a case to be made for Damian Martinez in Seattle
I think,
or Jordan James in San Fran?
yeah.
No, I don't think
there's
it's Seattle
too many
running back.
people
There's too
out
many.
there.
Yeah,
Too
and
many
now,
solids.
do you make the case, or you feel like we're good at wide receiver?
I honestly, I mean, we have our guys. We have
So then,
3, 4,
nobody-
5, 6,
we talked
7.
about this guy, Elijah Mitchell.
we did.
We did a little bit.
They
I mean,
did say his name.
We did talk about him.
so that's also not a terrible pick. So say that. Oh Jesus, where's he at on my
Say
thing?
Pacheco is.
Say Pacheco's done, and say that Brashard Smith is just hyped. Elijah Mitchell's. You know what?
No, I'll go whatever you guys think, honestly.
I kind of like that, to be honest with you.
Go
you
with
guys
it.
decide.
Go with it. We're taking
it-
a swing either way, and I think he's got a clear path to starting.
That's a dryer sheet.
The what?
The dryer sheet just came out of my sleeve.
It's ridiculous. All right, we just did Elijah Mitchell. So you have
Well, at least
Kareem
you
Hunt.
watched it.
Kareem Hunt, who we don't think is really going to
watched
stand up in Kansas City, right? Isaiah
the
Pacheco,
content
who
you'll
might
get
not
here.
return, and you have Brashard Smith, who's a swing at best, right? That leaves Elijah Mitchell as the only other option there. 25% chance we just guessed the right Kansas City running back. What the hey?
It was great to see that
So we only got one pick left. Yeah.
because it was the delay, so I got to watch it again.
It'll be on the YouTube, so you can watch as many times as you like, bud.
Shout out to Phil's wife for doing the laundry.
Thank you.
She's a lovely lady.
Yeah, I mean, dryer sheets, props. Not everybody uses dryer sheets, and it irks
I
me that
don't-
people
I don't
don't use
use
dryer.
You know, why
You
not?
don't
I don't use them.
Well, you also eat microwave glizzies on white bread. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, you animal,
Hey,
Slice
so-
mac and cheese.
So now are we?
with Kraft
We got
singles.
one
Subscribe
pick left,
if you like
right?
hot dogs in the microwave.
Are we going kicker defense? Are we carrying somebody through preseason and streaming week one? Like we couldn't carry somebody to see if they make, you know.
Can I just make a comment about Jay's microwaving
Oh,
of
please
hot
do.
dogs?
Right now? Okay.
We're riveted.
Because like here's like what I'm wondering is, can't you restructure your day to have a little bit more time so you don't have to zap hot dogs?
No.
I mean,
I think he likes it like that.
I think he does too.
I
You're
think,
not,
you know,
you're
so
not
here's the
eating
thing.
the hot dog going, oh, this is the most delicious hot dog ever.
I
When you
think-
grill it,
Maybe you're not because you're
I'm
microwaving your
I'm
hot
putting
dogs.
condiments on it.
Yeah,
know
I
what?
think you've.
That's
I think,
not a bad argument.
No, it's not.
You're
No,
covering
it's a
it up.
terrible
It's a bad
argument.
argument, I
I've
mean,
had
it
great
is.
hot dogs.
No, he's right though. You're not eating the hot dogs. It's
I'm not
filler.
just eating pure
Have
hot
you
dogs.
never-
He's trying not to be
It's filler 'cause
hungry.
He makes it filler though.
But that's what I want to get back to what I'm trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
Anything else
So-
other than eating a hot dog.
He's not living to eat. He's eating to live. It's
It's
If I'm
just-
eating a
it's a
hot
clutch
dog,
measure.
I've already given up a little in my life just to eat the hot dog.
No.
Why not top
This
it?
is why you've
now,
demeaned the hot
don't
dog.
put disrespect on
It's
hot
because
dogs'
the way
names.
you prepare the hot
It's-
dog,
no,
you
this-
demean it.
It's not like it's a great
You have no
hot dog.
respect.
This
What are
is
you buying?
An Oscar Mayer.
Oh,
you
dude,
buy
you gotta
wieners.
get Dumans.
He
What?
buys wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point.
You gotta get
I'm
Dumans.
not going out there spending $10 on a pack of hot dogs.
I
and get-
swear by Costco all beef dogs. They're the
Yeah,
I'm
best.
not going to Costco.
Dude, you
This
should
is
be
all
banging the
beef,
drum
yeah.
for Dumans. Dumans
Danny,
is
Dumans
the
are
New
good.
Jersey
I've
thing.
had Dumans, but the Costco ones are freaking crazy.
Dooman's pretty
Yeah?
good.
Yeah,
Dooman's
they're
pretty
Dumans are
good.
delicious.
Go get your, you know
The
what?
snap, the
Next time you come to the
snap,
house,
the snap
I'll buy
of
you
the
a
dog.
I'll buy you a dog.
Yeah, mine. So
Yeah.
just freaking put it in the microwave. Top it
You
with
know,
some
all right, so
toppings.
Jay, this is what, you know how like once in a while, like it's
I'm
great to
right.
go to like a nice burger spot and like it's fancy. Once in a while, you just want a cheap burger from the drive-thru, and that's Jay's whole life. I think. He just always he likes that comfort of fast, easy.
Yeah.
This is
I mean, listen,
garbage.
I like my women.
on our Guys on Draft episode
I'm
about.
sitting next to Steak and Shake in human form.
I think Steak and Shake might be a little bit uppity for Jay. Jay did
cook it
mention the
fresh.
Arch
Ain't nothing
Deluxe
shaking here.
as being a pinnacle of burgers. He did. He did mention the Arch Deluxe being a pinnacle of
It was amazing.
Yep.
Honey Dijon mustard?
compared to a microwaved hot dog. Yes, Jay. Pop Tarts. Are you a Pop Tart guy?
I had one today.
Okay. Are you microwaving Pop Tarts?
No.
Feel like
S'mores, right?
you are.
I hate s'mores.
What?
I don't like the s'mores. They're too sweet.
I just have
man.
them separately.
S'mores are
The
useless.
s'mores Pop-Tart? Oh, no, I like an actual s'more.
S'mores pop. Oh, I only
like
cherry.
it.
Brown cinnamon sugar?
Pop-Tart.
Just cherry.
Oh, the cherry ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones. They have the
Icing.
most calories and the most red dye. They're like,
I think Mark's an Oreo
no, the
Pop
Oreo
Tart.
ones are. They're
suck.
terrible.
Yes. Cherry's acceptable.
I literally had a
Yeah.
pack of Pop
Brown
Tarts.
sugar? You brown sugar?
No.
Pop-Tart
At 3
guy?
o'clock.
Those are trash.
No,
too.
and
They're
any
not
of the
bad.
berries,
All right.
any berry is good in a Pop
The,
Tart.
the apple cinnamon ones were horrible.
Too
I don't even
sweet.
think they make the apple cinnamons anymore. All right, so quick shout out. You know what? 12 spot. Congratulations again, man. 2 swings on a couple of guys that why not target them in rounds 19 and 20? Roman
I like both
Wilson
of those
and
picks,
Pat
yeah.
Bryant. I love those picks. I don't think you're going to Harrison, Judy. Maybe you will. Maybe you will start them. Maybe I'm wrong.
McManus.
You got Harrison, Judy, Staples, Shakir. I think he's going to be all right. Beck, Harris, Wilson, Bryant. You know what?
Does
It's not terrible.
does
Mr.
RT
Hank- Mr.
Sports
Hanky should
rate
have taken
the
McManus.
drafts after to tell you who they think won?
Yeah, so they use two different draft analysts after the fact. Fantasy Pros and Fantasy something else, I forget.
Fantasy.
But shout outs to them as well, because I know they're already partnered with RT Sports, so we can go ahead and solidly give them a shout out
with
as
your
well.
hat and glasses, you look a lot like Jared King on my computer
Ouch.
right now. Look at it.
We're gonna
No?
kick
That's
you
a
off
reason
the
to
stream.
turn the lights off, I think. Isn't it?
You know what's terrible?
I'm
I
dropping
feel
out of the
like
show.
I'm morphing into. I look like Aaron Rodgers slightly.
No, I think
The
it's
hair,
more Jared King.
The gray beard.
I think you.
Sucks, man.
All right, what are we doing? Are we picking
Well,
up another player
Well, I was thinking
and wait until like week 1 to stream?
to avoid having to do
What are we doing?
pickups and drops for waivers. Would you just want a kicker or defense? Just
We
so you-
can.
Just so you don't have to worry about every week doing it.
I mean,
All right,
For
so
two-
where's
for
the
two
value here? I
positions.
think I like Tyler Bass here.
the only
Miami.
person that I see on the board that I would make an argument for would be Dontavian Wicks, but that's a very crowded wide receiver room, so I'm okay.
I mean, I think the only clear choice is the Cleveland Browns defense resurging back to top
All right,
5.
so we're running out of time.
Dude,
So-
Chicago Bears have a top defense.
But Jason Sanders is kicking in Miami. He's on his bye week, week 12. No. I like Tyler Bass in Buffalo. I know it gets cold up there, but they're going to score a bunch.
Where you at?
Las Vegas, you got Daniel
You
Carson.
got 18 seconds. Where you at?
I'd rather go
Kicker.
not with him. Kicker.
Are we going Bass?
Yeah, let's go Bass.
All right.
Can I make that pick?
Kick is Bass. Yeah, you could have.
I just worry about having every.
just wanted
week,
to try it?
every week having to pick up a
could've-
kicker and a defense and a kicker and a defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. It's
I think
You're thinking with your noggin.
I
are.
am really curious though how fast
I'm here
they
for.
rate the drafts. I would like
immediately
to see.
after.
So then
So it's-
Rocky
so
wants
they use-
immediate.
They use.
gratification.
Yeah.
So
He needs to know.
I'm going to preface
You
this
did
with.
Oh, preface.
I'm going to preface this with we did not select a defense, so they factor in complete starting lineups,
Yeah, so
right?
it's gonna be
so it's not going to
bad.
be as high, but they do use Fantasy Alarm and Fantasy Pros. And for those of you at home still tuned in, let's go Fantasy Pros first. These guys, they gave us a D plus. They gave us 67 out of 100. But again, we did not select the defense. But what I do like is they do give draft insights, right? So top player, Saquon Barkley, obviously. Over or under for Caleb Williams. So the yardage. The what ifs. If we drafted JSN and a running back later, we would have scored 50 points higher. That was in round 3, so that is when we went with.
We consciously chose Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was I get it. They're going off the chalk, but I think we hope for a rebound with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but what I don't like about that is we drafted Tyreek Hill in round 3, so that's completely false anyway because we didn't draft a running back in round 3. So at 3-9, we didn't draft a running back. We drafted Tyreek Hill, so that's false. We might need to hit waivers week 5 with Odunze, Williams, Pitts, and week
set on
7
that.
Flowers, Kincaid, Bass. And the other thing that I don't like about this either is that we definitely need to hit waivers in week 12. That's the one that we highlighted and that we needed to have assurance that we had people in our flex positions. Stack them up. Caleb and Rome.
They did say we got some steals here, right?
Yeah. So Steele's Hawkinson 2 rounds later. Dak 2 rounds later. Kincaid 2 rounds later. Reaches Naji 2 rounds early. Miles Sanders 7 rounds early. But the way running back was going, we had to take a swing there. I would say the only pivot that we should have contemplated, knowing that we could have gotten Sanders later, would have been to grab Shipley and cuffed Saquon.
I agree with that 100%.
So I think taking full accountability and owning our draft, I think we could have possibly tweaked it there. And then Darius Slayton, we got him 4 rounds earlier, but I tell you, Phil made a very compelling argument.
I made it a compelling. No, we'll be happy we did it.
And then we have
you back down here.
Mark my words, we'll be happy we did it.
and then we had Joshua Kimmel who said liked our draft more than most.
Yeah, shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And this is crazy
That's
because
among
these.
me.
Come on the
younger
show
brother.
anytime.
So I've already had teams where I'm like 11th in one and 2nd in the other. So the joke is that these analyzers are terrible, and we have different names for them that I cannot share on our lives.
Although there is a consistent trend. Miles Sanders was a reach.
Miles Sanders wants to reach, and we recognize that. We recognize that. We're not saying that he wasn't. We knew we were reaching. We consciously reached for him.
Best value pick. You're welcome.
Best value pick with Jalen
We
McMillan.
got
I do
0
like that.
points for Kyron Williams. How is that possible?
And that's just it. And that's why these are, Agbuka 0, Dak 0. That's why these are a little skewed. So I never
We actually
mind.
had 4 or 5 zeros.
I never mind.
That'll hurt.
Yeah, I never
Feel that in the
mind
morning.
when we don't do well
Put that
on
in
the
a,
analyzers.
put that hot dog in a microwave and zap it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let me give a
Be
shout
mad-
out.
Yeah, let's
Dead
close
horse?
these lives
So
out.
before we do that, so I want
Okay.
to
Sorry, my bad.
thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone for joining. Everybody does like to hear their names announced in these things. So let's go through these teams real quick. Let's say thank you to 101 Dalmatians for being on auto draft all night long.
Yes.
Mr. Cuglieri, ET1, great name. Please, it's all about family. Us guys on network, we had Mr. Hanky. We had Krish's Keys. Krish has been in a lot of drafts. I think he does very well. OVO 1 is another one. Chichen Yang. Kenko, Chris Kennison. Great to see you, bud. You had a great sportsmanship with the commentary tonight. Lotus Ox, Mr. Spin Cycle himself. High Sparrow of, I believe it was like High Garden or something. I don't know if that was a Skyrim or a Game of Thrones. Shout out there. Romo's Revenge 1. I think it's a little bit too late. Shipped unsailed. Let go of a lot of beauties there. He did. Doge 38. And then the Brooklyn Bow, they cut off your full name. I'm going to digress and not guess what the last 3 letters, NER, might be there. But Mr. Michael Miller, thank you for joining us. You did a fantastic job in the 12 spot. There it is. There it is, people. That is the Guys on Network very first streamed Fantasy Life Championship live draft.
Yep. We're going to do this most Tuesdays until the season starts.
Yes. So please tell your friends if you like the commentary. Have them join along. Maybe we're an easy target. Maybe now you want to join our drafts because we suck at drafting. We're all for that. We don't really care. We just want some. We want you guys to join in, have some fun,
Have some fun.
and
Fun is the best.
We love people supporting us because we love doing this and bringing you guys content. So thank you very much. Phil, go ahead. You can take us out.
Take it out.
Yeah, just like and subscribe if you're here already. Please comment on all our other videos. We have a bunch of videos going throughout the off season. Our takes on a bunch of stuff. I'm sure you'll agree with some. I'm sure you won't agree with some. But either way, we want the feedback and engage with us. You can go over to TikTok or any of your other socials at GON Podcast. And you can listen to the shows anywhere you listen to podcasts. That's Guys on Sports and Guys on Drafts, respectively. Thank you for your time and good luck. Peace.